times, more for your trade at Kuhn Chevy Buick GMC.
Tonight, the FBI on the scene right now. The explosion at a U.S. Air Force base and what we have just learned tonight about the driver. The guards waving at him to stop, the car then erupting into flames. What they have found inside, the major clue tonight. Also, a tense night ahead, protests growing, the shooting of an unarmed black man. The video, officers firing 20 shots. And tonight we have learned of the death threats. A livid President Trump issues a veto threat, but then signs the spending bill anyway. And tonight, the interview, the former Playboy model describing their alleged 10-month relationship and what she says about Melania's room. In New York City, the deadly fire erupting in an apartment building as they were shooting a movie. A firefighter and father of 4 killed, the famous actor right there as emergency teams rushed in. The family vacation horror tonight, the parents and 2 children discovered dead in the condo they had rented. Where this happened and what we know now. And the woman bumped off a United flight. She held firm, refusing their offers until they landed at $10,000. And not again, the winter storm hitting tonight and moving east.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Friday night. And we begin with the FBI on the scene right now of that SUV explosion at a U.S. Air Force base and the new plea tonight: they need the public's help. This is the moment at Travis Air Force Base, the fireball, the SUV igniting. Tonight, we now have the identity of the suspect, and authorities now say that the SUV was loaded with propane tanks that guards tried to get the driver to stop. And now what they have recovered from that vehicle. ABC's Chief Global Affairs Correspondent Martha Raddatz leading us off.
Tonight, an urgent investigation into what may have been an attempted terror attack. That deadly explosion at the gates of Travis Air Force Base, home to more than 14,000 service members and civilians. Sources telling ABC News investigators have now identified the driver of the vehicle who was killed in the explosion as Hafiz Kazi, aged 51, who they describe as a nomad, and recovered in the charred wreckage a potential clue, video from Kazi's cell phone. At approximately 7 p.m. Wednesday, the driver slowly approached the checkpoint at the main gate, ignoring signs from the guards to stop, igniting his vehicle. A flash is seen from inside, the vehicle still moving, quickly engulfed by flames, then crashing onto a median. Investigators now reviewing images posted on an unofficial Air Force Facebook page.
He had something in there that was some explosives, because it was sounding like the 4th of July. The car basically just blew up like it was nothing.
Officials tell ABC News that propane tanks were inside the vehicle. Kazi was pronounced dead at the scene. Tonight, the FBI asking the public for information about Hafiz Kazi.
And Martha with us live. Martha, we know that as part of that plea, the FBI is also trying to figure out if anyone else was involved.
Exactly, David. They want to find out if this was some sort of plot gone wrong or if any terrorist group was behind it or any connection he might have had. Because at this point, David, they know very little about him and aren't certain what he was up to, David.
All right, Martha Raddatz leading us off on a Friday night. Thank you. Authorities are also concerned tonight about growing protests at this hour after a deadly police shooting. An unarmed black man shot and killed, officers firing 20 shots. Police helicopter video showing Stefan Clark, an unarmed father of 2, shot and killed by officers in his grandmother's backyard. Police out in force today. Protesters on the streets of Sacramento blocking streets and bridges. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is there, and we warn you, the images are difficult.
Outrage tonight simmering in Sacramento over this disturbing body camera video. You see officers looking for a vandalism suspect, confronting Stephen Clark unarmed in his grandmother's backyard. After a brief encounter, firing 20 rounds. Tonight, protesters marching to California's Capitol building, trying to block roadways for a second straight day, coming face to face with police in the streets. After crowding this arena Thursday night, delaying the start of an NBA game. And we're now learning new details about the officers in that video. One white, one African American on paid administrative leave tonight and getting death threats as police investigate the shooting.
We have to look and see if it was reasonable to believe the things that they believed and then do the things that they did.
Police say the incident began Sunday night after getting a 911 call reporting someone vandalizing several vehicles.
Just broke the window.
Helicopter cameras then begin recording, following this man as he hops a fence. Police say officers on the ground then confront 22-year-old Stephen Clark, a father of two.
We don't have confirmation yet of whether he was the subject breaking into the cars. But hopefully at some point, as we gather the facts, we will know that one way or the other.
Police say they opened fire believing Clark was armed, but no weapon was found, only this cell phone.
And David, the police chief here tells me that body cam videos from all of the responding officers will be released. And tonight, authorities are urging all of those protesters to be patient and give them time to investigate. David?
Marcy Gonzalez live tonight. Thank you. Now to the White House. President Trump livid today, just 24 hours after the White House said he would sign the spending bill to keep the government open. Suddenly, he was threatening a veto. And this all comes as his top lawyer in the Russia investigation quits, and as he now hires his third national security advisor. Here's ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, tonight.
Today, the president upended the political world with an early morning tweet. Lashing out against the massive spending bill Congress just passed, the president declared, "I am considering a veto." But wait, just yesterday, the president's top aide said he was fully on board.
Is the president going to sign the bill? The answer is yes.
What happened? For one, the president's favorite morning show hammered the bill, saying it doesn't pay for Trump's border wall.
But this is a swamp budget. This is a Mitch McConnell special. 100%. But there's no wall.
Soon after that, the president's veto threat and then an all-out scramble to stop him, including an early morning call from Speaker Paul Ryan and a White House visit by Defense Secretary James Mattis, who argued the military would be hurt badly if the bill went down.
Hello, everybody.
Finally, the president relented.
I say to Congress, I will never sign another bill like this again. Nobody read it. It's only hours old.
The episode capped another week of chaos in the West Wing, including the president's Twitter announcement he's picked John Bolton as his third national security advisor. His first was Michael Flynn, who was fired for lying about his contacts with the Russians and then replaced by H.R. McMaster.
He's a man of tremendous talent.
Bolton himself seemed caught off guard.
Your reaction to your new job?
Well, I think I still am a Fox News contributor.
No, you're not, apparently.
I didn't, well, I haven't started there yet. I didn't really expect an announcement this afternoon, but it's obviously a great honor.
The arrival of Bolton, a former ambassador to the United Nations under George W. Bush, puts a hardline conservative on the president's team just as he prepares to meet with North Korea's Kim Jong-un.
Question: how do you know that the North Korean regime is lying? Answer: their lips are moving.
He recently wrote it would be, quote, perfectly legitimate for the U.S. to respond to North Korea's nuclear buildup by striking first.
By striking first, John Karl with us live tonight from the White House. And John, President Trump is hoping to meet with Kim Jong-un by the end of May. And John Bolton has been on the record before with what he thinks should happen in that meeting.
He has said that the president should go into the meeting and tell Kim Jong-un simply, tell me you have begun total denuclearization because we're not going to have protracted negotiations. You can tell me that right now or we will start thinking of something else. So, David, if he takes the advice of his new national security advisor, it could be a very short meeting with Kim Jong-un.
All right, John Karl at the White House. John, thanks all week. There were many closely watching the First Lady today and her public appearance after an interview overnight, a former Playboy model on her alleged 10-month affair with Donald Trump and what she said about Melania Trump. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
Tonight, President Trump boarding Marine One alone. The First Lady was scheduled to be at his side, but Melania Trump was absent. Earlier, she was all smiles at the State Department presenting Women of Courage Awards.
Courage is the quality most needed in this world. Yet, it is often the hardest to find.
It comes less than 24 hours after that tell-all interview with a woman claiming to be the president's former mistress.
There were real feelings between the two of us, not just myself, not just him. There was a real relationship there.
Still, former Playboy model Karen McDougal tells CNN the first time she had sex with Donald Trump, he tried to pay her.
Did he actually try to hand you money?
He did. I looked at him and I said, "That's not me. I'm not that kind of girl." And he said, "Oh," and he said, "You're really special."
She says that moment blossomed into a 10-month romance in 2006, the same year Barron Trump was born.
Did Donald Trump ever say to you that he loved you?
All the time. He always told me he loved me. Yeah, of course.
McDougal says she thought Trump might marry her. She claims he even once brought her to Trump Tower.
We passed a room, and he said, "This is Melania's room. She likes to have her alone time or to get away to read or something like that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." That's when I kind of thought maybe they're having issues. I didn't ask.
Now she's apologizing to the First Lady.
"I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want it done to me. I'm sorry."
Just before the election, McDougal's story was bought by American Media Incorporated, which publishes the National Enquirer and is owned by a close friend of the president's. They told her it would never be published, a practice known as catch and kill. She's now suing, claiming she was tricked into staying silent. AMI tells ABC News the suggestion that AMI silenced McDougal is completely without merit. At the end of the presidential campaign, Trump's then spokeswoman Hope Hicks called McDougal's claims about Trump totally untrue.
And Lindsay Davis with us now. Lindsay mentioned there catch and kill. That's the practice where a tabloid will buy someone's story to kill it, never publish it. But it seems, Lindsay, that the strength of these agreements is being tested right now.
We're seeing more and more of this. We certainly are, David. For example, Karen McDougal and Stormy Daniels are both suing to talk about and tell their story. We're going to hear Stormy tell her story about President Trump this weekend. Her lawyer just today tweeted out a cryptic picture of a DVD saying, "If a picture is worth 1,000 words, how many words is this worth?" He says this is evidence that backs up Stormy's story.
These women seem to be speaking no matter what.
That's exactly right.
All right, Lindsay, thank you. Overseas in France tonight, the frightening scene unfolding today, the hostage standoff in a grocery store, an ISIS gunman, and you'll see the hero officer going in, volunteering to switch places with the hostages. ABC's James Longman tonight from Paris.
Tonight, a three-stage attack gripping the quiet French countryside. French police say 26-year-old Redouane Lakdim hijacked a car in southern France, killing a passenger and seriously injuring the driver. Then he opened fire at unarmed officers before driving to this supermarket. Around 50 people were inside when he charged in with a knife and gun, shouting, "I'm a soldier of the Islamic State." Il m'a couru après. He started to run after me and I managed to escape, this man says. Lakdim killed two inside. With a hostage situation developing, this officer, identified by French media as Arnaud Bertrand, offered to swap himself for those inside, keeping his cell line open so that police knew when to storm in. And they did, killing Lakdim. The officer found wounded. Tonight, that officer, now fighting for his life, is being hailed a hero. David?
James Longman, thank you. Back here at home into the deadly 5-alarm fire at an apartment building here in New York City. A movie was being shot in the building. ABC's Gio Benitez at the scene tonight.
Those terrifying flames destroying a movie set and apartment building while killing one of New York's bravest.
Everybody was running and the ambulance was coming and stuff. Like, it was crazy.
Mikey is 37-year-old Michael Davidson, 15 years with the FDNY, coming from a family of firefighters, and tonight leaving behind his wife Eileen and 4 young children.
Our entire department, our entire city mourns this horrific loss of a very brave firefighter.
Part of the building was being used as a movie set for the upcoming Edward Norton film Motherless Brooklyn. You can see Norton at the scene. They were just about to wrap up shooting for the night when the fire ignited in the cellar. The resident who lives on this second floor lost his home, but is grateful he didn't lose his life.
I'm alive talking with you. It's because of their bravery by risking their lives to save us civilians.
And David, right now investigators believe this was just an accident, but they don't know for sure. And that's because investigators can't get all the way inside that building. It's just too dangerous, David.
Gio Benitez has been on the scene all day for us. Gio, thank you. And next tonight, here's somber news about one of the victims of the deadly school shooting in Great Mills, Maryland. 16-year-old Jaylyn Willie has now died. She was shot by a 17-year-old student gunman on Tuesday. This headline comes as students from